Hi, and welcome to Lunch with Lisa. And today I'm bringing to you 4 healthy and quick snacks for the big game. It's Lunch with Lisa. I recently acquired a new book for my kitchen. It's called The Complete Macro Cookbook. All the recipes that I'm bringing you today are coming from this book. So go ahead and check it out. Link is down below to my Amazon store. This first recipe is called beef Nacho'd peppers. In this recipe, you're going to need ground beef or ground turkey or ground chicken, chili powder, ground cumin, garlic powder, 1 can of chopped green chilies, 1 can of black beans, 1 pound of mini bell peppers, salt, pepper, and Mexican style cheese. Go ahead and set your oven to 400 degrees and get your pan nice and hot. The first thing I'm going to do is brown my meat. And since I'm using turkey, it's low in fat, so I'm gonna add some oil to my pan first. And that pan is nice and hot. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of my chili powder, 1.5 teaspoons of cumin, 1 tablespoon of my garlic powder, and then 3 tablespoons of my chopped green chilies. We'll saute this until it's fully cooked, about 8 minutes. Now I've rinsed and drained my black beans, and I'm just gonna add the whole can in and cook it for 2 more minutes, just until it's heated through. Tastes good, but it needs a little salt and pepper. I'm gonna add that. This is a Lunch with Lisa twist. These aren't in the directions. It needs seasoning. This is why you always taste your food while you're cooking. All right, we're gonna turn off the heat and set this aside. Now I'm going to prep my mini bell peppers by rinsing them off in the sink with my Tidy Board system, which is such an awesome system. You can cut and rinse your produce right at your kitchen sink. I love it so much. Now, if you love the Tidy Board system and you want to try it out too, you can purchase your own just by following the link down below. So I just want to slice them in half and cut the tops off, and then pull out whatever's on the inside and throw that out. And you want to place all your mini bell peppers on a baking sheet. You can line it with parchment paper or spray it with some oil. And I really love how the Tidy Board system has these bins that I can use for all of the scraps that I want to throw in my compost bin. I don't have to walk back and forth to the trash can anymore. Hey, the directions said to season this with a little salt and pepper, so I'm gonna just do a little bit since I already seasoned the meat. Okay, now you're going to stuff your bell peppers with your meat. And just set them on the baking tray. This is when you recruit somebody to come in here and help you, so it'll go super fast. Just say, if you want to eat, you better come work. Now, if you wanted to do a meatless version of this, you could be using tofu, or you could be using tempeh. That would be good. Or chickpeas and black beans. Yum. And now get out your cheese. And we're going to use about half of this to sprinkle on top. About 1 cup of cheese. Now we're going to stick this in a 400-degree oven for 10 minutes. So for our next 2 recipes, we're gonna make some homemade pita chips, and we're gonna make the 5-minute guac. For these recipes, you're going to need some pita bread. I have classic white, but you could also use whole wheat, some coconut oil, a garlic clove, and salt. So the recipe says to cut the pita chips into wedges, but you can cut it into any shape that you want. So I'm just gonna start cutting them straight across. Then I'm gonna chop them again in another angle. So I have these little square chips. I think will be good for party sized. Go ahead and place them in a big bowl. Let's mince up that garlic clove. I'm gonna dump that in with my pita chips. Give it a light toss. And it's still Texas fall right now, so my coconut oil is nice and melted. I'm just gonna put 1/4 cup right over the chips. Give them a good toss. Coat them really well so that they crisp up. Then just sprinkle them with salt. So you can do this after you put them on the baking sheet or before. So my nachos are ready, so I'm gonna put my oven down to 350 and pull them out. Yummy, look at those. Can't wait to dig in. Now I'm gonna put my pita chips onto my parchment paper, spread them out into a nice even layer. Those are gonna go in my 350-degree oven for 10 to 15 minutes. About halfway through, I'm going to toss the chips just to make sure they're browning on all sides. And while that cooks, we're going to make our 5-minute guacamole. You can time me. You're going to need 3 large avocados, 3 more garlic cloves, 1 small red onion, 1 tomato, 1 lime, salt, cilantro, and an optional jalapeno pepper. So first up, I'm going to cut all my avocados in half. Going to scoop them out into a bowl. Easiest way to remove a seed pit, just to slap your knife in it and then squeeze it off or hit it off into a dish. And you're just gonna mash up your avocados with a fork. Or if you have a potato masher, those always work. Next, we're just gonna chop up and add all the rest of the ingredients. There's the garlic. I'm gonna dice up the onion. And there's the chopped onion. And I'm only gonna use this half of this tomato because it is huge. Tablespoon of cilantro. And why not? Let's throw in the jalapeno. Let's not forget the lime juice. I'm gonna use the whole thing because it's not a very juicy lime. Just half a teaspoon of salt. You can always add more. And that was just about 5 minutes. All right. Truly is a 5-minute guac if you work fast. Probably needed a bigger bowl, but mine are all dirty. Oh, that looks so good. Stick it in a nice festive red bowl for presentation, of course. After 15 minutes, the pita is still a little soft. Some of it's kind of chip-like, but it's a little bendy. I'm gonna throw them back in there for just a little bit longer. For our 4th recipe, we're gonna be making coconut kettle corn. The recipes in the book are how to cook this on the stovetop using coconut oil, so I will place those down below. Or you could just follow what I'm doing and use your air popper. If you don't have an air popper and you want one, it cuts down on all the fat. Go down to my Amazon store and you'll find it in there. For this recipe, you're going to need popcorn, coconut oil, cinnamon, honey, and salt. So this is a 1/2 cup measuring and it's only for a 1/4 cup for the whole. So I'm just gonna fill this up about halfway. I'm gonna stick the kernels in and then I'm gonna plug this guy in and it's gonna start popping. Hey, and while the popcorn is still hot, I'm gonna add my tablespoon of oil and honey. And just sprinkle on the cinnamon and the salt. Give that a nice toss. All right, this feels nice and coated. Popcorn everywhere, but so worth it. And here we have 4 great recipes ready for game day. And I did this real time in less than 2 hours. So you guys can totally do this. So easy. Let's give these nice crispy, oh, they're so good. I ended up putting the pita chips in about 5 minutes longer. Let's give these guys a taste with this guacamole. That is so good. That is so full of flavor. Wow. Okay, and these nachos, they look killer. It's all cheesy. So good. Definitely put salt and pepper in your meat. Those are so good. You're not gonna miss the chips because you got the pita chips here. And the sweet treat of kettle corn. Air popped. A little healthier for you. That is so good. You could probably put some peanuts in there. Talk about adding fat. Add the fat back with some peanuts. Roasted. Hey, link below for this macro cookbook if you're interested in making more of these recipes. They're super delicious, I'm not gonna lie. So definitely go check this out. Link down below. And if you like what you see and you'd like to help support me, there's 3 ways you can do it. You can shop at my Amazon store or any of the Amazon affiliate links down below, or purchase a tidy board system. That helps me out too. Or you could buy me a coffee at coffee.com/lunchwithlisa. Or you could become a patron and you could watch my videos a week ahead of time, like all these people. Patreon.com/lunchwithlisa. And it's always free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. It's Lunch with Lisa. This is a lot of food. I'm gonna need to have a game night. Anybody wanna come watch a game at my house? Just kidding, I'm an introvert.